Hey, hello, how are you doing? I just wanted to add something to my last video where I talked about being physically active. One of the main reasons why one should do it really is because of the energy that you feel after each workout. It is there with you for a long time and really makes you feel better about everything, about being alive, and you feel more enthusiasm about everything after. It lasts until you know the next workout. Of course, it doesn't last uh, forever, but if you don't work out the next day, for instance, you feel a bit different, but still you feel better than you would otherwise. And that is also really important. The first time I started working out, it was in September 2011, and I have never been really an athletic person all of my life. I wanted to I wanted to be, but there were some things that stood in the way of that. And then when I had for a long time wanted to start working out in a gym. Before I actually did it, I got enough courage to go in there, and I will never forget. I met this kind man who worked there, and he saw at once that I was kind of nervous, and he made it all feel much easier for me, and he helped me a lot. He told me about how I should work out and what I should eat and not eat, and when to eat and when not to eat. So basically, what I got out of that was that you mustn't eat after about 10 o'clock in the evening, and if you must, then you should eat something light like fruit or vegetables, and yeah, and you shouldn't you must eat as much as possible, as often as possible, but smaller portions. That is also very important, because if you just eat two or three times a day and you eat, then you have to really eat much to satisfy your hunger, to feed your appetite, and then you can get some put weight on because of that. It is not healthy, because where I come from, it was normal to do that, but it was also a country where everybody worked a lot, and many people also worked in the factories, and they just did a lot of manual labor, and they could never get fat, and they couldn't eat so often because they simply didn't have the time. They would have like one lunch break and perhaps some very light breakfast before they went to work, and then a lunch break, and then afterwards they would just have something when they got home in the evening, and they were healthy. But today, people don't do that so much. We don't work in factories as much as we used to here in the West, anyway, and uh, yeah, it is people who don't really do much else but the usual, going to school, college or work, sitting in an office all day long, and then they don't exercise. Of course, not many people have the time or the energy if they do have long working hours and a lot of responsibility, but even then they should at least take time on weekends, instead of just lying about, do some running or cycling or whatever. And anyway, when I started working out, I was kind of impatient. You should never be impatient. But it's usual for somebody like me who comes from this kind of country where men are supposed to be so macho, and strong and manage to do everything, lift tons and tons and all that bullshit. So I kind of, started too heavy too fast, and then I got this injury in this area, and it really hurt for a couple weeks every time I tried to work out, and it was a valuable lesson. Then I stopped, or had to stop, because I was all the time taking, having some kind of arrangement that I had to participate in. I will not say more about it. Anyway, and then I went back, and then stopped and went back again. This is the third time that I've done that, and I hope the last time. Yeah. So you should, for all the men especially, you should not think about getting muscles as fast as possible, because that's just, gonna make you uh, vulnerable to an injury, and then you can get too frustrated if you are not putting on muscle as fast as you would like to. So, take it slow, take your time. It needs to be, it needs to go at least 6 months before you can see any kind of visible results sometimes, especially if you have never worked out before. So yeah, that's it. That's my advice. So take it easy and be active.